Good morning, Miss Weber. I'm so glad you were able to come in and get an appointment. I know in the message it said something about a death, a loss. Can you tell me a little bit more about what happened in the circumstances?
Well, 2 weeks ago, I lost my husband in a car accident. He was very sickly, and I was driving him to his doctor's appointment, and I lost control of the car, and he died, and I didn't.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That is a very extreme tragedy. I'm so sorry. So, how are the last 2 weeks been like for you?
It's just been really hard. I just feel like I don't have any energy to do anything. It took everything in me to get through the funeral and the burial. I spend most of my days just crying. I don't want to be around anyone. I isolate to my bedroom. I don't do the things that I normally used to do for myself, like keeping up with my grooming, getting my hair done, or even combing my hair. Today's probably the most presentable I've looked since the funeral. I just want to stay inside and be by myself and cry, and that's it. That's all I can manage to do.
You know, those are very normal reactions to, an event like this when you experience such a big loss. Did you have any children?
No.
No.
No children.
So, it sounds like some things have changed since you made the appointment, since the funeral. You were able to come in here today and, you put yourself together. You look great today. So, it seems like a step in the right direction,
I know that I need help, and I want help. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. So what would you like to see from, coming in for a couple sessions? What would you like to go from here?
I want to get back to being my old self and doing the things that I had previously done. Over the past 3 years, I've been my husband's primary caretaker, so I stopped working. I used to work as a nurse, and my entire life was focused on him and making sure that he was taken care of. So now that I don't have that to do, it's like I'm lost and I don't really know where to go. But I want to get back to how I used to be, and having my own interests and my own things to do. But it almost feels like if I do it, I'm moving too quickly, and I'm not grieving the way that I should, or what will people think of me, and will I even have the energy to do it? I can't be at work and break down crying. I just don't know how to pick up the pieces.
With grief, it works in many different ways, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. As far as other people's opinions about, what you're doing and how you're doing it, people are always going to have opinions, and we can't always control that. In fact, we rarely, if ever, can control that. But, it's important for you just to take, just the first step in the direction that you want to go. You came here today, and that's great, and we can come up with some things, a plan for you, essentially, for you to keep going in that direction. It told me that you were isolating and not being around people.
Yeah.
And that can, when you do that, you let the fear and the grief kind of take over you.
Yeah.
Your world's getting smaller. So I'm thinking of maybe, giving you some homework, essentially. Maybe, do you have any hobbies?
I like to exercise. I haven't done much of it lately. I used to walk in City Park almost daily, and I haven't done that in a while. I keep hearing a lot about this Zumba. It sounds fun. It's something that maybe I might want to try. I know it sounds silly, but maybe.
Right. Exercise can be a very positive coping skill, and it can be a distraction from when you are feeling that grief and that sadness.
Right.
Do you think that maybe in this next week you could go out and just do, start with one lap around City Park, around the little course there?
I can try.
Yeah, we can start with that. See, where that takes you, and maybe, we can, when you check back in, we can see about finding those Zumba classes or something else along those lines. But taking that first step is essential in getting you back towards where you want to be. I think it's also important for you to reach out and kind of work on your support system. I understand that you were with your husband a lot of time as his caregiver, but maybe you have a girlfriend or a friend or a sister, cousin. Maybe you guys can make a date in the next week. Get your nails done or go have lunch or something, or maybe they can be the one that walks with you in the park.
I just don't know how everyone's gonna respond to me now that I've completely cut myself off from them for so long. It's kind of scary to even put myself out there, to reach out after I've been such a terrible friend, for these past few years.
Well, you'll never know unless you try, and it's up to you. And, but if we can find maybe, one person and, that you might trust a little bit more or have a long-standing relationship with, that maybe, that could be the one. Or is there anyone in mind that you think?
Probably my girlfriend, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
I can maybe start with her.
Right. And, nobody knows what you've been going through. Being a primary caregiver for someone that's sick is just very hard, and it takes a lot out of you. And, if you're able to, talk to them and rekindle that relationship and stuff, and then, that can be a support system for when you are having,
Tough moments. Yeah.
Exactly. So, when you come back next week, I know we only have a few sessions together, but when you come back next week, I want to hear about your time spent getting some exercise in, doing some positive coping skills, and hopefully hear about you hanging out with one of your friends and doing something for yourself. That self-care is important for dealing with what you have just gone through. Is that something that's agreeable to you?
Yeah, I can try.
All right, great. I think you're going to be heading in the right direction here.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you next week.
All right, thank you. See you next week.